What if the reason you can't focus, can't think clearly, can't get out of your own head is sitting right between your legs? I know, bold statement, but stick with me for the next few minutes, because what I'm about to share genuinely changed the way my brain works. And I've got the receipts. What's up, guys? If you're new here, welcome. I talk about self-mastery, masculine energy, and the kind of stuff most men are too scared to say out loud. Today, we're going deep on semen retention and brain fog. Specifically, how retention clears it. Now, before you click off, let me ask you something real quick. Do you ever sit down to work or study and just stare at the screen? Like your brain is wrapped in wet cotton? You want to focus. You try to focus, but nothing sticks. You read the same paragraph 3 times, and it still doesn't land. That was me, consistently, for years. I remember sitting in my car after work one day. I was 26, and I genuinely couldn't remember what I'd done that morning. Not because it was a bad day, because my brain was just offline, foggy, sluggish, like a laptop with 47 tabs open and 2% battery. And I was doing everything right. Sleeping 8 hours, drinking water, taking vitamins, but I still felt mentally dull. Then I found semen retention. And honestly, I thought it was nonsense at first. I'll be straight with you. But after 45 days, I noticed something I hadn't felt since maybe my early teens. My thoughts were sharp, like someone had cleaned the lens on a camera I didn't even know was dirty. That's what we're unpacking today. The science, the ancient wisdom, and the real practical stuff that'll actually help you. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about what brain fog even is. Because it's not just being tired. Brain fog is that mental flatness, slow processing, poor recall, lack of motivation to think deeply. It's the reason you scroll instead of read. It's the reason you start sentences and forget where you were going. Scientifically, brain fog is linked to low dopamine, inflammation, poor neural communication, and hormonal imbalance. And here's where it gets interesting. Sexual release, frequent ejaculation specifically, causes a significant dopamine crash. Every time you finish, your brain gets a huge hit of dopamine, and then it drops hard. Neurologically, that's called the refractory period. But the mental refractory period, that can last days. There's a reason the phrase post-nut clarity exists, and it's actually ironic, because what people call clarity after ejaculation is just the brief lifting of the dopamine fog before it crashes again. It's not real clarity, it's a tease. Real clarity, that comes from accumulation, from retention. Number 2, here's what actually happens in your brain when you practice retention. When you stop releasing, your body starts redirecting that sexual energy. The Taoists called this Jing, your vital life essence. They believed this energy, when conserved and circulated upward, feeds the brain and nervous system directly. They weren't being poetic. They were describing something real. Modern science is starting to catch up. Research on testosterone shows that after 7 days of abstinence, testosterone levels spike by roughly 45%. Testosterone is directly tied to mental drive, confidence, and cognitive sharpness. More testosterone, more mental fire. On top of that, your dopamine receptors start to recover. When you're not constantly spiking dopamine through sexual release, your brain becomes more sensitive to it, which means everyday things, a good conversation, a walk in the sun, solving a problem, start to feel rewarding again. Your motivation returns. Your brain starts working for you again, instead of running on empty. I remember, around the 30-day mark, I was reading a book, and I actually got into it, like properly absorbed. I forgot to check my phone. I forgot to eat lunch. That had not happened to me in years. And I hadn't changed the book. I had changed my brain chemistry.
Number 3, this isn't new information. This is ancient. In Brahmacharya, the Hindu and yogic tradition, celibacy and semen retention were considered the cornerstone of intellectual and spiritual development. Brahmacharya literally translates to walking with God or divine conduct, and the ancient texts said that retained semen transforms into ojas, a subtle energy that nourishes the brain, sharpens the intellect, and gives the eyes that alive, present quality. Look at photos of men who've practiced this for years. There's a presence there, a clarity in the eyes. You know it when you see it. Nikola Tesla practiced celibacy his entire adult life. He said it was directly responsible for his extraordinary mental capacity. Whether you buy that or not, the man held over 300 patents and basically invented the modern electrical system. Hard to argue with the results.
All right, real talk time. Because I'm not going to sit here and pretend this is all smooth sailing. That would be dishonest, and you'd smell it a mile away. The first 2 weeks, rough for some guys. Your body is going to push back. You might feel irritable, restless. Temptation spikes hard around day 7 to 10 for most men. That's when the urge feels almost physical. Some guys experience broken sleep, vivid dreams, random anger. I went through all of it. Around day 9, I was genuinely irritable for no reason, snapping at nothing. And I almost quit. But here's what I want you to understand. That discomfort is the withdrawal. That's your body recalibrating. That's your dopamine system resetting. If you can push through that window, roughly 10 to 14 days, you're going to come out the other side feeling like a different man. The other thing I need to say, retention is not a magic pill. If your sleep is garbage, you're eating processed junk, you're not moving your body, and you're glued to a screen 14 hours a day, retention alone won't fix your brain fog. It's a multiplier. It amplifies the other good things you're doing. Stack it with sleep, movement, and time away from screens, and you'll feel it exponentially faster. All right, let's get practical. Here's what actually helped me, and what I'd tell a close friend starting today. 1. Install a hard trigger protocol. The moment the urge hits, get up and move. Literally stand up, do 20 push-ups, cold water on your face. Change the environment. The urge always passes. Your job is just to outlast it. 2. Redirect deliberately. This is the Taoist approach. When sexual energy builds up, give it somewhere to go. Gym session, creative work, a cold shower followed by deep work. Channel it. Don't just suppress it. Use it. That's the whole point. 3. Eliminate the front door. You know what I mean. If you're serious about this, the deliberate content that triggers the cycle has to go. You can't keep pouring fuel on the fire and wonder why it won't go out. 4. Track your streak. There are apps for this, or just use your phone notes. I'm telling you, seeing a number grow has a psychological power you don't expect. You don't want to break the chain. 5. Find a reason bigger than urges. For me, it was mental performance. For you, it might be your goals, your relationships, your mission. Write it down. Put it somewhere you'll see it at 11 p.m. when your discipline is lowest. Here's the truth, man. We live in a world that is engineered to drain you. Every platform, every algorithm, every piece of content is designed to give you a cheap hit and leave you wanting more. And most men just go along with it. They wonder why they feel weak, foggy, unmotivated. But you're watching this video, which means something in you is ready to be different. The brain you're looking for, the sharp, clear, driven, confident version of yourself, is not some distant fantasy. It's who you actually are when you stop leaking your power. Retention isn't about being a monk. It's about being a man in control of himself. There's no greater masculine energy than mastery over your own body. Start today. Even if you've tried before, even if you've failed before. The streak starts now.
If this hit you, and I think it did, smash that like button. Genuinely, it helps more men find this content, and that's why we do this. Subscribe if you're serious about leveling up. I drop videos every week on retention, masculinity, and self-mastery that you're not going to find anywhere else. And in the comments, drop your current streak, or drop your biggest struggle with retention. No judgment here. This is a community of men doing the work. I'll see you in the next one. Stay locked in.